Damn kids are already fighting in the waiting room. Don't make me separate you guys. Don't make me separate you guys. You're all misbehaving. What's going on, everybody? Famine from Famine Studios. How are you? I figured I'd do a live, one of our annual Tuesday nights, just a little bit later in the evening. Give everybody time to watch Skeleton Crew, which I didn't do. I'll get there. But yeah, I figured I would just do some painting tonight on our Outlaws inspired speeder bike that we've been working on in a few lives. It's been a couple, so I figured we get back on this track at least and get some paint on here. So how is everybody doing tonight? You know karate. Well, that's good. Somebody's got it. And tonight's cold beverage of choice is ruby red grapefruit seltzer from the grocery store. So cheers. And getting myself set up here. I washed all my brushes yesterday. I found something out. If you have even just a little bit of Mod Podge in your paint water, I know in theory you're supposed to clean it every time, but I know not everybody does that. Sorry, guys. Apparently you're supposed to take the water and dump it. Well, apparently it starts to smell funny because I'm sitting here and I'm like in my workbench and I'm like, man, what is that smell? Can't place it. Nothing's over here. And I happen to like pick up the paint cup to move it with the brushes. I'm like, oh, god damn. And then I remembered it's the Mod Podge. So a little useless life tip for you. And don't drink the paint water. So with the holidays rapidly approaching, is everybody tackling their preparations, whether that's gift buying or like getting mentally ready to go to like visit the, cousins that you never see all year and things like that? How we all coping? I feel like we haven't had a chance to talk in a while. It's just you all go away to school, and then it's just me and your father here. He doesn't talk anymore. Not since the accident. Okay, Red hates the holidays. Bjorn will drink what he likes. Bjorn says, bah humbug. Doesn't feel very holiday-ish this year. Guess that's the phrase I'm trying to say. I'm sure it'll hit me. At some point, but it's been a very busy November and December. The company I work for is selling my department to another company, so there's been a lot of stuff like scrambling to do the changeover and decide if we want to take their offers. So I've been super busy. I've also been doing the home repair stuff that you guys saw hopefully in the last video, and I announced my next big project being the sci-fi speakeasy bar project. I've been compiling footage here or there. I don't want to spend. So I've watched a lot of like a lot of DIY videos, people renovating basements and houses and homes online. And unless it's like your super specialty, people just want to come in and shit talk how you're doing it, even though you're doing it in there. So I'm gonna, as far as the demo goes and just like swapping out the drywall, I'm just gonna video it and talk a little bit about it. I'm not gonna give a precise how-to on there. Like, I'm not gonna give you guys like a how-to, like, oh, here's how to measure and stuff, because let's be honest, we're here for the artwork, right? Like, I know why I'm here. I'm building this so that I can paint it and decorate it. Like, I know the reason that I am here making the project, and I know the reason a lot of people on my channel are here, it's for the art. And while contracting and hanging drywall is an art, it's not the type of art I want to put on my channel. So when I show those parts of things, it's gonna be you know, kind of like a very, very rough overview of like, yeah, this, you know, I hung up the drywall here, and here you can see I'm taping and, you know, smoothing it out, even though I'm going to be putting panels on the wall, things of that nature. Because again, I'm not a licensed contractor, and also I know why people come to my channel. You know, they want to see certain things. So Bjorn's got a bunch of Ewoks now. Are they live Ewoks? Did you trap real Ewoks? Bjorn, where did you get real Ewoks? He's got a series of Ewoks chained up in his basement. They're all just screaming yub nub. I will not reveal that information at this time. I mean, good for you. Good for you, buddy. Yeah, and if you haven't already, make sure you slap the like button, guys. Oh, thank you, Dave. Hello. Came to the channel for this pretty face. This one right here, huh? You give him free mustache rides later. Although you just earned yourself a premium one. I appreciate that. But yeah, if you're here, smack the like button. Maybe we can twist Bjorn's arm and see where he's got his Ewoks hidden. Anybody joining us? I've been painting. I'm priming right now. And I say priming loosely because I'm just using a flat matte black acrylic paint just to get everything one color. So we could start painting and weathering this thing. This is the speeder bike that we've been working on, inspired by the Star Wars Outlaws game. I just really like that junky speeder that slowly puts together through the game, and we kit bashed and trash bashed an entire. So now we're priming it, and we're gonna. Some things I see here that I used EVA foam on. I'm going to put a little primer on it, and then I'm probably going to go over it with Mod Podge, just so that any other paints that I put on there afterwards have full adhesion, because if you paint bare EVA foam, even if you heat seal it, sometimes it can soak up the paint. So we always like to put a coating of Mod Podge on that, or another protectant if you were using it for cosplay. And then you'll be able to have it not get as damaged, because it won't. The paint will have better adhesion. Howdy, what's happening? Now, Dave, did you come to the channel for the pretty face? Are you I mean, you're always working, but are you working tonight, or you finally get a night to relax and play with the pedals and the missus and the kiddo? Sure, dork. Thanks, baby girl. Thanks, Reddit kitten. Woo woo. This was one of the bootleg limited edition ones that I picked up over the fall. No, in the spring. No, you know what? Yeah, it was in the spring. Yep. Okay. Shopping before heading home. Nice. You know, get yourself something. Get yourself something extra. You just take it. You don't even ring it up. Anybody asks you, you tell them to put it on my account, and they say, "What account?" And you say, "An account." If you don't, Mr. Famine Studios will come by and handle things. Capiche? Bootleg limited edition. They made one, and then the FBI kicked the door in and completely stopped production. Putting some primer on things so that the paint and sticks. And you guys will say, well, Famine, in previous videos, we went ahead and, scuffed up surfaces with Scotch-Brite and sandpaper and other abrasives. Why in the world of sports are you worried about putting a primer on? Well, you scuff it up so that you put the primer on and the primer sticks. It's all to promote adhesion. It's called giving tooth to the material, giving it something to purchase, to grab hold of. Giving it purchase, I should say. Plastic doesn't have buying power. Tell that to Visa and MasterCard. And you guys tell him in a weird mood? Site C never used a primer. Yeah, exactly. Look where he is now. And also, I'll be the first person to tell you, as I've told you guys on this channel countless times, if I start everything black, if I fuck anything up, it looks like more weathering and shadows. Tip for you. In case you haven't noticed, I'm not the best painter, but I'm really good at making it look like I am. You could take that however you want. With whatever I teach you, you just always keep that in the back of your mind. Old Famine's not the best painter, but he can make his stuff look mighty damn good, so he knows a thing or two. Literally, that's it. I know 2 things. But it's been busy. On one of the streams that I do next, maybe Friday night. Maybe Friday night. That's a big question mark in the air. If I do a live, I have a pretty much to scale Lola droid from Kenobi that I want to repaint to use as a prop in the bar. And, it's toy. It's 1-to-1 prop. A lot of the same things apply. So if you guys care to join, that would be great. Help get some more eyes on that part of the project, the weird accessory builds and stuff. Because that's the other thing too, is I'm going to, in between major things like putting drywall down there, getting rid of the materials that's got water damage and stuff down there. I'm going to be doing other kind of instant win projects for myself, like things that are going to be quick. Like I'll show you. I have this case here, and it's going to get sci-fied up into a piece of seating. It's going to be a travel, like almost like a piece of luggage, but it's going to be turned into a seat for downstairs, or like a footrest or something. So I'm going to do a live, maybe a live, but at least a build video for that. But I'm going to be doing things like that too on top of the toy stuff. So we're not getting rid of toy content. Toy content's going nowhere. I'm just also going to be doing the 1-1 sci-fi prop making and stuff on the channel too. Yeah, that Lola was going for like, I feel like she was $70 when it came out. And then I got her on Amazon for like $15. She was on sale. So that was just a great deal there. And apparently it's pretty close to 1-1. It's got a lot of animations and stuff. I'm just going to give it a new look to it. Make it kind of look like I'm thinking I might paint it like a parrot, like parrot colors, blue, yellow, green, and red. And have it like sit on a perch behind the bar. I think that'd be cool. I don't know. Something will come to me. Usually my adoring fans, but that's a different category. But yeah, I've just been thinking of things, writing things down, checking out stuff on Pinterest, trying to develop some sort of design method. Like I have a lot of what I want to build in my head. And I have a lot of it like sketched out in little tiny random drawings that I've been doing for a while, and I just didn't know they were for this. It was just going to be like a someday project. Oh, I'll put this in a corner, or I'll put that in a corner. But as I build lore for this space, because I feel like every good theme bar, as it were, has a good story for it. And one of my favorite places, as corny as it was in New York City to go, was two of the Jekyll and Hyde clubs, which are dinner theater kind of restaurants and it's like a themed experience. So I want to incorporate some of that world building and lore like they use there, along with like how people did for the Halcyon, and also how Star Wars at Disney parks, they gave it a theme. And I look forward to exploring that with you guys. I have a lot of good ideas and a lot of reasons for things, and I'm super excited to fill that space and tell stories with the things I'm making. It's going to be a long project. Yeah, I've seen Brian and Chris's work. They do really good work. One of the things I wish Brian would do more of is less stuff with the fancier tools, but I get that now a lot of people are, able to get like sponsorships or rent at maker spaces, laser printers and stuff. So I'm a little less not bugged by that, but like less let down that they went from like doing something out of nothing to like, yeah, just throw it in the laser printer or the laser cutter, and then we'll just 3D print this and we'll stick it together and we'll spray it in the spray booth. Like there used to be a different tone to the work, but I also get it. Like their channel helps pay for some of their bills and probably makes them enough in ad revenue to either buy those pieces or when they get the good sponsorships because they have higher watches. But yeah, they make some cool stuff, and I certainly, one of the things I want to get is the 2/3 side droid kit from Brian, but I only want the R unit's dome so I can make a pendant lamp, right? Or is that a pen? No, it's a pendant lamp. Ones that hang, but use the R2 unit as a light shade for over the Sabak table that I have, where I will be building. That's another thing, is I've had this $800 pool table sitting in my garage for 3 years now that I picked up. Well, we'll say 3 years. Right when COVID was like at peak. I picked it up off of eBay from a guy. He was selling it for $100 and he had like marked it down to $75. And I went out there and I talked to him and I got him down to $50. And the thing was so big, like it wouldn't fit in the back of my Hyundai. So what I wound up doing is, because the storage unit that we were renting at the time was so close, I stuck it in the back of my Hyundai, and like it wouldn't fit no matter which way I went with it, because it's a big hexagon table. It wouldn't fit this way in. It wouldn't fit like if I tilted it and just kind of jammed. So I pushed it in as far as it would go. Then I tied the hatch down closed, and then I looped around the table with a piece of rope, pulled it up to the front with me, put the other seat belt in and pulled the cord tight so that it was holding it taut, and drove all the way there to the storage place, probably going like 20. But I got it there. And then, when I brought my stuff out of storage and got back home, but it's been out in my garage. So I'm looking forward to building a tabletop for it so that we can use it as a, just a table surface in there, like a bar table or a, place to have drinks and tell stories and put your blasters down and whatnot. But then also when we want to play Sabak, you pull that top right off and you've got a Sabak table underneath. How do you guys say it? Sabak, Sabak? That's one of those things. Goddamn Lando Calrissian added a lot of funny pronunciation to 2 damn words. 3 words. Leia, Han, Chewie, or is it Han? the Falcon. But like, this is another thing too, is like, I want my friends to be able to, like, number one, come over and hang out, watch sci-fi or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, have fun. But also, if they wanted to, say, come there in their Star Wars costume and get some pictures done with their friends, you know, use the space and make cool stuff there. Almost like a little studio into itself. Because I want to share it, and I want to share the process that I've got and show you guys things and show how Famine does them, how I've learned, you know, how I do things wrong. Because I fuck up. You guys know it. You've seen me fuck up live on screen before. And, yeah. The wrong one? We absolutely can. And one of my favorite things in the world to do is to do something just a splash incorrectly, but enough so that I know it's still going to work, and then wait for somebody to tell me all about how it doesn't work. And then I go, okay, guys, do what that person said. And then they usually get so frustrated because I don't fight back that they leave. And then I've learned a new thing at their expense. I'm a dick. One of the cool things I like about making this like wastelandish project is that I was able to go a little bit heavier with the super glue and baking soda like bond. So those areas are just going to get like painted up as Rusty Welds. Rusty Weld would be a good band name. I feel like that'd be something that was playing in Java's. You know, Max Rebo's new band, the Rusty Weld. Waiting like I am. People were raving about it, so I'm excited. What you doing, Mama Snow? Howdy, what are you working on? And speaking of Audi and Bjorn and projects, I do want to put up the thank you banner for our patrons, Audi, Bjorn, Task Force Wombat, Toy Domination, Triple D, Red, Mickey, and then we've also got a new patron who just joined that I need to add his name to that too. So that's awesome. Good job for getting that one, Famine. There's egg on your face now. Actually, that's not egg, that's paint. But you guys do sincerely help. You know, you guys will, the patrons will continue to help me fund the streaming service. I told StreamYard I'm done with them. They have not been able to reasonably accommodate for the business that they took over and provide the service that they were when it was just StreamYard and not some other shell company that bought them. So I'm going to go somewhere else. So those contributions are still going to go into that and helping me find a better place to stream so that I can still share my screen, put up the banners, share you guys' comments. That's one thing, again, that I'm very surprised that Facebook hasn't immediately adopted into their interface, since they're trying to push for streamers to come to their platform, is being able to click on a YouTube comment in the chat and make it appear on screen like I can do here on this. So it's like I can say, you guys are all saying hello and everything to each other, and I can do that. I can't do that on straight YouTube. I've got to do that on StreamYard. And that was one of the big things for me, because it's a way I engage. And also, if people can't understand or, they need to see something in writing, awesome. They don't have to go digging through the chat because I can just pull it up and put it on screen. Like little accessibility things like that make it easier for people, but also like as a creator, that saves me time. Or like if I'm like, oh, damn, what was the name of that website? And someone was like, oh, it's Small Joe's. And then later somebody will like, oh, who's that? I can literally just click on the chat and throw it on the screen. And I'll be like, it's there on the screen if you want it. And if you catch the replay, just hit pause and scope it out. And that's cool. I can do that with StreamYard. I can't do that with YouTube. So like I said, I'm actively looking to a couple other options for streaming. I've got one that might be the way I go, but we'll see. But again, you guys help take care of that cost for me and helps me get these episodes out. Not only the episodes out of the blog, but also like my longer form content and my streaming stuff. And that's something I may want to do, is do streaming premieres where I stream and then immediately go live afterwards so we can talk about the project video or something like that. I don't necessarily feel like I'm a big enough YouTuber to, and I don't mean that in a way that it sounds, but like, if you guys want to hang out and shoot the shit about what I did instead of sounding off in the chat or whatever, because the chat's only up for the live premiere, whatever, we can come together. Or if I, make an announcement, we can get together and discuss the announcement there. Kind of a fun thing. I don't know. Throw your feelings out if you've got any. Tell me to go to hell. Ask me where I've learned to make such bad decisions, and then I'll scream, I learned it by watching you. And then I'll run off into the other room, and it'll actually be like an anti-smoking ad. Adam, was that commercial a anti-pot commercial, or was that anti-cigarette smoking? Had to have been pot, right? I learned it from watching you. And the kid runs off because the dad's like, where did you learn this? And it turns out that the dad would like smoke up and the kid would see him. God damn, that's a deep cut. I haven't thought about that commercial in a long time. The only one that ever... Barry James. The only one that ever stayed with me, two of them. This is your brain, frying pan, and this is your brain on drugs, and they throw the egg. Okay, the deflated girl. And then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one, where it was like, honestly, this kid was maybe 10, and the other kid was offering him weed, and he's like, you're a chicken. And so kid goes home all sad that this policeman calling him a chicken in school. And they like hype him up, and so he gets back to school, and the guy's like, you're a chicken. And he goes, yeah, well, you're a turkey. And everybody laughs because, he called him a turkey, which is clearly funnier. And the bully goes away, and they're like, say no to drugs, and it's the Ninja Turtles. But like, two things. I grew up, hey, Jay. I grew up in a very poor area, and they say a lot of times, like, that's where people get hooked on drugs really young. They weren't sharing drugs with us kids. They were telling us to stay the fuck out of the house and don't come in until it's like midnight. Like, and my mother and her, suitors were all drug users. So those people were about, but like for all of us in like the tenement, we weren't getting offers of free drugs. We were getting yelled at for being on porches and stuff. What did I think of the release from the Heir to the Empire set? That's going to be great. All three of those figures are going to fucking rock. And I said, oh, they'll be making this for TVC, I bet. And everybody went, no, they won't. You're not going to make that 3-pack because they made it for Amazon. Process of elimination, kids. Somebody at an interview last year at New York Comic Con, or was it San Diego, one of the two, had made mention of Hasbro stating that they would look at scaling things between Black Series and TBS if it met merit, especially on more unique sets that people are more excited about. And I said, they shrink those fuckers down. Yep. Yeah, it was originally a Black Series set though, and they shrank it down to TVC. That was my point. Is like they did the they did the Black Series, and they had so much interest and so much excitement for the toys that look like that. I'm like, yeah, they're going to go ahead and make that in our scale, and everybody was like, no, they don't do that. They're not doing that. I'm like, no. Give me space, fucking B. Arthur. Give me the Wookiee sex hotline operator as an action figure, Hasbro. I'll put her next to my Rocco's Modern Life Rocco figure. I said the Black Series because there is a Black Series pack with those figures, and everybody was like, they're not going to make that for TVC, and I was like, they'll probably downscale them and do them in TVC, and they are in TVC now. But there is a Black Series set, which was an Amazon exclusive, right? Amazon exclusive or San Diego? No, it was Amazon. And yeah, now we're getting it in TVC. And that's 3 figures that we wouldn't have had, and they're also from fucking the Heir to the Empire stuff, and people love that. I enjoyed it, so rock and fucking roll. There was one set, and I'm surprised it's only $50 too. That was amazing to me. Maybe we'll also get that new Luke in the Crimson Soldier armor that they just made in Black Series scale. I don't know if it's because I'm selfish. Probably because I'm selfish, but like, I'm excited as a collector that we live in a time where companies like Hasbro are making retro costumes on better toys now. And same with, Mattel doing Jurassic. They're making, they're giving us the older dinos with like updated, bucks. They're doing the nostalgic, like real feel skin and stuff. Homage paint jobs. Amish? Kentucky Amish? But they're doing cool shit like that. And since I'm a fan of both of those lines, I get super fucking geeked when they do things like that. Because like you could sell many of those Lukes, and people could just keep the helmets on them, and you could have another subset of Imperial guards, or you could use those figures to like bulk out your First Order Stormtrooper ranks, Sith Trooper ranks, excuse me. No market for them. What, did you talk to Todd McFarlane? That dude's such a fucking wacko, man. Little boy goes to the store with his mother, and his mother's like, come on, Timmy, we'll get you a toy. He's not going to pick Wonder Woman or Catwoman. He'll turn into a serial killer. Oh, okay, Todd McFarlane. That's weird. Well, no, but you know what I mean? Like, no, we get what you mean, Todd. I remember getting annoyed that there weren't enough female Jedi, other than like the 3 that they kept reproducing like variants of during the Episode 3 saga, that whole time period. We got like Barriss and Luminara and Ayla Secura, and that was it, with just like 15 different versions of them. And I'm like, there were other female Jedi, there were other female characters, like, let's get some diversity in the line so I don't have a big sausage fest on my shelf. Catwoman, you turned out fine. Yeah. Almost done getting this black on here. which is good, which means we'll be able to possibly start dry brushing in a hot second. I'll probably blast this with the hair gun, the hair dryer. Did the game freeze? Did my stream break? Test. That was weird. A Yaddle. Yeah. Dude, nobody bought them because every single one arrived with the lightsaber completely fucking drooped like it needed Viagra. Like it literally was like, meh, inside the package. The Darth Maul one looked so cool, but it was literally like he was holding a bow, like for bow and arrow hunting, just holding the bow because both ends were drooped. The Clone Trooper one was sick. I like that. Sorry. Peaked with Boba Fett. I never got the Boba Fett. I saw there was, what do we have? We had Luke in his Jedi, Return of the Jedi outfit. Maul, Kenobi from Episode 2. Mace Windu, Sidious, Boba Fett, and was there a Jango where he had his two pistols out, right? Am I missing any others? Leia in the bikini. Yeah, they did. Well, they did the one clone, and then they did a clone lieutenant too. Like it was just literally like change, wasn't it? That's one I wish they'd revisit as they keep doing these like Clone Wars things and doing comic stuff and book stuff. Is Alpha? Like I know he's not. You know, he's not Captain Rex, which he was supposed to be, but like his gear was a little bit different in the comics than the ARC Troopers that we have now. And Maskless Vader and a Grievous. I kind of remember the Vader thing, but I don't remember the General Grievous, so that's cool. I'm going to have to look. Check those out tonight. Fall down the YouTube rabbit hole. What happened to Star Wars Unleashed statues? And then they'll take like we say, a 3-sentence article and turn it into a fucking full thesis on something, and it's 2 sentences out of the article. So when she said she didn't like soup, we have to assume that she didn't like soup. Yeah, man. Like that's usually how it fucking goes. Plug together, Anakin and Obi that plugs together. I think I read that fan fiction. Yeah, I think they were a good idea. They just didn't have the marketing to, number one, make a good, like, I'm sure the McFarlane, the literal statues that he made for Fallout, I'm sure those are good. Now that they've got that like stronger plastic that they can put on the market and also package figures in a way that you can put them together with statues when they arrive, so shelf space still show off things. I think they could do a dope line like that again, but I'd just sooner save my pennies and get a Gentle Giant. And then when I'm done there, I'll go get some statues. Ayo! Adam had the craziest collection of those goddamn things, man. I was always in envy. You actually were the reason that I got my very first Gentle Giant. Now I've got like 3 or 4 of the mini busts. Akbar Unleashed. That sounds like one of those like one of the comics that they do where it's like supposed to kind of look like a what if. Sounds like what they'd call it, Akbar Unleashed, and it's like a secret miniseries that talks about Admiral Akbar and his academy days and how nobody took him seriously, but he used to do a bunch of like cool spy shit. Because I saved and got my very first Gentle Giant, and it was the Empire, the Entertainment Earth exclusive for New York Comic Con. It was the Shock Trooper, and he came with 2 different variants. One with the gun like this up his side, the sidearm / shorter blaster, or the rifle, or he could hold the rifle like this. It came with like different pieces, and then it also came with one of those, what were those things called, bust ups of the exact same thing, but it was like a smaller version, like yay big. And yeah, I fucking love that thing. Shock Trooper is still my favorite trooper pattern, color scheme, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so sometimes you're an idiot like me and you paint yourself into a corner. I'm gonna have to get in there with like a spray nozzle when this thing is painted and just. The black Stormtrooper was the one that was black, but it had like the blue highlights, like they were trying to do it like Venom from Spider-Man, where they'll call it a black suit, but you can see like the blue reflection lines and stuff. Was it the Dark Trooper or Dark Trooper? That's. Paint. Almost got the black on. Enough that I want it there anyway. Places that I want it. Then we're going to start blocking out our colors because that's how I like to paint. Ugly and arrived broken because of course it did. Yep. Well, that's the thing, dude. I'm still heated over that $500. Me and eBay haven't settled. I wound up getting a secondary account. Because of that, because they wouldn't give me, like, they took $500 from my Venmo, just took it because the customer wanted his money back. They had the series of pictures of the messages that we had back and forth where he was like, oh, what about this? What about this? I took pictures, like, oh, that's great. That's awesome. Exactly what I'm looking for. I was like, do you want more pictures? I can take a slow video for you. Anything you want me to flip it over? No, this is fine. This is great. Very excited. He sends it back, says he wants a refund. And I'm like, well, what do you want a refund for? And he's like, oh, it was missing a tooth. Wasn't. And this thing has a hairline crack on it that you didn't show in the pictures. I'm like, where? I'm like, this picture right here shows it. And it's not really a hairline crack. It looks like the gloss webbing that they put just had a strand on there. Wasn't going to fight him. And the guy was like, nope, want my money back, blah, blah, blah. Well, I contested it. And eBay was like, oh, we took a look and we sided with our customer and just took it. And then PayPal was like, the vending agency, blah, 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 blah. They decided And I was like, oh, cool. So F me, I guess. And they're like, yeah, we took that money. And so I immediately untied it from my account before the charge could go through. And they're like, oh, we need to be able to collect that $500 that this person we took back for this person. And I was like, no. And also, that was the other thing, is he mailed it 2 weeks after the cutoff date to send it back. And they were like, well, you received it. And I'm like, yeah, I received it broken, which wasn't the way it left. They were just like, nah, sometimes that's the way she goes. Is what it is. I don't. Did you have those in New York? Or were those gone by then? Alright, so we're mostly primed. I'm going to mute the microphone for a half a second and give these guys a blast of give this a blast of hot air. So I'm just going to mute the microphone so you guys will still have this crappy music that I use not to pass out, but yeah, I remember you having all the Lord of the Rings stuff as well as the Jurassic and the Star Wars. I just don't remember the Kong stuff. Right. I'm going to bring down my metallics. And I'll show you what we're working with. I'm going to stay away from gold. But I figure we'll work with some of the usual Army Painters metallics that I use. So let's just do a warmer brightness on here. There we go. But those shining silver, rough iron, gunmetal, another gunmetal because this one's almost empty, and shining silver. And there's plate metal as well. I think we'll start with doing some spots in the gunmetal. You had most of the dinosaurs, most of the Kong dinosaurs or the Jurassic? I mean, I know you fucking probably had all the Jurassic ones. I'm giving poor fucking Sightseeing like Vietnam flashbacks over there over toy dinosaurs. Alright, so I'm going to pick out a few spots, like I said, and do gunmetal. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of better angle here. There we go. Perfect. can't remember. I'm close to having the complete whatever the like the retro line was, the 30th anniversary for Jurassic line. I've got everything but one more that I need to get. Excuse me, two more that I need to get. And then I've got, no, one more. And then I've got everything in that line. Communications disruption can only mean one thing. Blockade. Too hot. She couldn't take it. Yeah. Like I said, StreamYard fucking sucks my dick. I'm so over StreamYard. So here I am, doing everything I can. Blocking out some gunmetal on some of the bigger silvery metallic pieces that I want to make it very clear that those are metal. Where some stuff is going to look like it's been painted and then the paint scratched off, it shows metal. I want some things that are like very clearly metal that have been rusted or are starting to rust on here just a little bit. Because this is more like, it's not like a Mad Max post-apocalyptic cycle, and more so like somebody's tuned up dirt bike in their backyard that they've made from multiple. So it's not going to be a complete rusted hunk of junk, but like, think of it dirty in the way that the Falcon was dirty when they first saw it. Kind of like a rat rod, yeah. It's just like, when things have color, they're going to have color, but maybe they're not going to be as pristine, things of that nature. So, at the end, well, I think I want to do closer to wrought iron on the engine. So what I'll do here is there's these two panels on the seats with rivets on the side. So I'm assuming those are plate metal, some type of metal. So I'll use the gunmetal on them on both sides, and that'll make them stand out a little more in line with the middle piece. And I was reading about color theory and thirds and like how the rule of thirds can apply to so many things like photography and art. So we'll have three panels of the same color. That's just one of those things that makes things interesting, and also it tells a little world building whether or not because you might see that and think to yourself like, well, was this a kit? Did these come off of another all silver thing somewhere else? Did he fabricate these personally and put them on there because they look like aftermarket parts? Just little bits of lore come off of that stuff. At least they do if you're me and you think about stuff like that while humming to yourself for hours. So we got those three plates on there. So for the tank, the gas tank itself, we'll do plate metal. I gotta get some. Oh, that one's got a ball in it. I get these and I put. They sell. Some of them come with it, and some of them sell it as extra. But a little ball bearing for mixing your paint. And the ones that I do have the ball bearing in, you get a really good mix out of them. The ones that don't have it, I need to add them too, so that I can get the most out of my paint, but also keep good mixes up so it's as close to even colors as you can. And I think the tank the fuel tank, if you will. Even though I'm pretty sure that there's no fuel inside of this thing and it's all in the engine in the front. We'll paint this plate metal color. And then when I actually do put some color on the body, I'll stencil on or draw with a pencil some type of logo that looks like it was hand painted there by the owner. Almost like a World War II when the guys came home and got their motorcycles. Or maybe when they were, you know, flying planes and they had the lucky ladies on the front of them that they would have painted up there. Maybe I'll do something like that. And I know for certain lighting and stuff, these colors don't have too much difference between what they are, so they might look close. But once I start adding washes and weathering in the same colors in different spots, it is going to look like different types of metal, and I think that'll really stand out and look cool. And if not, I'll just look down the barrel of the camera and tell you that it does. And hopefully you just agree with me and we keep up the lie until we're on our deathbed, and then, you know, maybe one of us visits the other for old time's sake, and, you know, you can just tell at the end you're not going to make that car ride home or train ride home. So you lean in and you say, "Famine, I've always wanted to tell you, and I don't know how, but I could not tell those paints apart. They were all the same. I'm sorry, we've been lying for this long. Our relationship has been built on a lie." And then I'll break down like a lady in a telenovela and, you know, say, "Por qué? Ay, Dios mío." And it'll be a very special episode. And then I'll sob out loud at your funeral and be like, he couldn't tell the difference. I don't know where that came from. That came from, I don't know, probably a dark place, I would imagine. Yeah, we'll put it on the fender. The other fender. Is that a fender with in space? If there's nothing to fend? Who knows? Yeah, Wow is right. Wow is right. And for the folks that aren't patrons, if you do want to check it out, patreon.com/FamineStudiosX. Check out the page. Check out some of the patron-only vlogs that I do there. They're mini vlogs, but they're fun. There's some images you can download for use. I've got more on the way. I've got a pile of them. I just have to convert and upload this to a Google Doc. And then you guys might use them, make stickers out of them. They're HD. But yeah, and there's all kinds of polls and things like that over there. We have a little fun. There's a live chat for everybody. So even if you're a free member, you can just take the free tier and sign up, and you can chat with us in the little chat room. Everybody there is positive. Positive that Famine doesn't know how to paint. Oh, wow. Timbo, what's going on, man? Welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games. And that was my impression of Chandler Bing doing a cover of Guns N' Roses. Hey, welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games. Once again, not sponsored, but a delight. Well, I've got a little of this plate metal paint out. I'm gonna pick a couple of these plates and have them be exposed metal instead of like a painted panel. Yeah. And you know what? We'll yeah, we won't overdo it. We won't overkill it. I'll rinse my brush off. What are you up to tonight, Timbo? Gonna try and use some of this rough iron. Again, Army Painter War Paints. Which I'm hoping kind of looks like a wrought iron, but not. That makes sense. Yeah, I want it to be this thing, but not quite this thing. At the same time as being this thing. It looks like black ink when you used to pop open a pen and you'd look in the little ink tube. It's like that color, even though, you know, it's black, you know, or like a super blue so that it looks black. That's what that looks like. That's cool. Fucking neat. Trying not to slop it all over the exhaust pipe. If it happens, it happens. It's his baby Jesus' will for his birthday. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that Skeleton Crew. We'll see if it keeps my curiosity. I give everything 3 episodes. Episode 2 wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. But episode 1 was really lost on me. I don't want to get in any spoilers, not only for people who haven't seen it yet, but also if anybody comes along to the channel and just hasn't been able to catch it, let's not ruin the spoilers for the fresh episode. But yeah, the first episode was very by the book. Every teen sci-fi movie we've seen, or young kid sci-fi movie we've seen. But after that follow-up episode was really good, and it's kind of set the bar for what they're doing, what they're going for. And hopefully the show continues to be enjoyed by people, so people can stop saying how, you know, I don't want to get into it. It's too tiring. I'm too old. I just don't want to fight about the Star Wars online. We all like Star Wars for different reasons. Let's just all make out at the water cooler. All right. Gonna like episode 3? Well, fucking better hope so, buddy, because that's my favorite of the prequels. I actually think episode 3 is my favorite Star Wars movie. Yeah, I think it goes episode 3, Rogue One, Empire Strikes Back. I don't want to get dragged outside and shot. But yeah, those be my favorites. That nobody asked for. Not a single one of you guys was like, "Oh man, Famine, I wish you would share your favorites with us." Nope, not a one of you asked, and still I continued to talk. Still doing it right now. Cool. Yeah, that's dope. And then I'm actually going to put some of that color. Once again, kind of embracing that 3 thing. Put that color. Yeah. Do it. Right around the headlight. Just the headlight though. Like that one was put on a screw on differently than the remainder of the unit. And then I'll paint the light bulb, or I'll put a cabochon on there or something. Well, either somebody's porch jacking a deer out there, or somebody just shot off some fireworks. Yes, I heard the sentence that came out of my mouth. No, that's not what it means. No, this isn't for the speeder race. This is one that we've just been working on intermittently. I think there's 5 other videos of us working on this and kept bashing it together. This is just inspired by Star Wars Outlaws, where the character kind of continues to upgrade the speeder bike through the game. And so that's what I'm doing here, is I just built something that looks like it was put together, kind of like a kit bike, or, bashed together from other speeders. Kind of like, how Anakin's pod racer was made from other pieces of pods, wreck pods and things, but also like it still kind of was cohesive. It didn't look completely like rusted out trash. That's what I'm going for. And that was shining silver. I just put on my paper towel palette, and I'm going to do the quote chrome. So some of the pipes with this shining silver. Don't mess up my chrome, or I'll send my old lady after you with a tire iron. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I saw Rad made a post, and we're going to talk about it on the show, but I'm as in the dark as you guys. I guess it was a collaboration for us to play Dom's game or something, is what I gleaned. I just won't look here. So, No, that was an announcement on World Makers Consortium. But yeah, I like the detail that this piping has in it, and so when I do wash, that'll stand out even more. Yeah, it was between Rad and Dom, and Rad made the announcement on the show, and me, Zilla, and Brian, we were all just kind of like, oh, okay. Unless they all knew and they were holding out on me too. It's fine. It's fine. Fine, guys, I'm fine. I'm fine. Supposed to be speeders, yep. No, apparently, I don't know. I think it can be any vehicle, if I'm honest. It's going to be an interesting challenge for me, primarily because I don't think I've made a rolling vehicle yet, except for my Jurassic stuff, but that's all like a specific type of thing. So, there's that. We'll see. I'll have fun with it. I don't know. I'm gonna need another one of you guys to start a show and then have a contest so I can enter to win. Because otherwise, I'm just in this to support the community in solidarity with the builds. Speaking of solidarity, Patreon and Ko-Fi are up there, as well as our TeePublic store. All of those are under Famine Studios X. You get shirts, stickers. I think the shirts are still $16 this week. As they get closer to Christmas, they're starting to buckle down on their deals. So if you're looking to get something, pick one up. Yeah, Red, your build is it's coming together, man. We'll see. I don't envy your human shields. I don't want to be them. Just painting away in Margaritaville. Looking for my lost shaker of salt. Was she a real beauty? A Mexican cutie. Don't know the rest of the words, so I'll stop. Painting toys today in Famine Studio.
He's not going to be able to get out of there. Why would you put him in a cage? He's stuck there for life now. Son of a bitch. Cool. All right. We're starting to build up layers. Free concert tonight. It's always a free concert here at Famine Studios. Just whether or not you guys get to hear it. There are days where I'll just sit here and sing the most insane bullshit. My FBI agent probably has to like fucking his ears and brain are probably scrambled every time he tunes in to watch what I'm doing. I was dancing at Elvis with Rosie the other day. I was singing with Rosie the other day to Elvis covers that people had done online. And she was just a happy lady. Alright, so I've got this thick gunmetal here. Painting these straps. Now we'll do shining silver and gunmetal mix on the back engine. It's gonna get weathered and gonna have carbon scoring, I hope. But just a little weird, subtle mix-up. Yeah. Excuse me. I burped. I didn't want to subject you all to that. Okay. Now I'm going to take this, do the shining silver, and this is going to be truly a dry brush. And I'm just going to hit the heads on the high points on the engine. Just it gently. Good. Just adds a little something to it. She's doing good. Mama Rosie's doing good. She's being a good girl. She got me through my meeting today at work. I forgot I had a one-on-one with my manager, and she wanted to get some pets and snuggles right at the same time, and then we got talking about dogs, and the meeting flew by. So I was like, whew, thanks, Mom Rosie. All right, so now let's start a big dry brush pass of gunmetal, like a big dry brush pass. We'll do that with gunmetal just to kiss the tips of those. So we'll do a little bit of gunmetal, a little bit of shining silver, pretty much what I can pick up from this palette onto here, and then I'm just gonna, of course I picked up some of that wrought iron, but there's metal on there. So, and we're just going to go one way on this. We're not going to do the crazy, like 15 directions that I usually do. Just dry brushing one way. Just gave those edges a chance to stand out. So when I start painting, I tend not to participate in the Whip Wednesday things because I can't always make Wednesday shows. And also, I don't know, it's WMC adjacent, so I don't know if I'm allowed to enter it. But I also, different show, different vibes over there. And like I said, I can't always make it on Wednesday. So I'd rather if somebody entered that contest or whatever and happened to get lucky and win, to be somebody who's a regular viewer or a regular participant. Now we're gonna go to what color am I seeing on this? We're gonna do a red, orange. Red. L'Orange. And that is Warpainter's Lava and Warpaint's Vampire Red. Perfect. It's like I wanted to go for that, I don't want to date myself, but like the Yamaha red that they used to have back in the 80s and early 90s for all their Yamaha products. That's the type of red I was going for there. So. Like it was just red enough to be red, but also you'd look at it and you'd be like, that could have been left outside somewhere for a very long time, it looks like. The owner should maybe take better care of that. But also, it's like, it's brand new. It was the Yamaha red. I can't be the only one who knows what I'm talking about. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad I inspire you. I wish you'd reconsider, but I appreciate that. No, it's always cool. It's always cool to hear that, like when you guys tell me, like, oh yeah, I was working on this project, and you did something that like gave me an idea, or you had an idea and I decided to try it and it worked out. Like, I love that. I appreciate that. So thank you for sharing. It absolutely reminds me of that red. So that's my one problem with that. That red, basically, it's much thinner, so I kind of got to cheat it out of the material like that, and that's lame. I don't want to do that. It still blows my mind that business card trick, man, business card holder, I should say. Well, thanks, Bjorn. I don't know, man. You always got me pulling my figures apart and looking at the heads and thinking of what other things I could put it on. So you're inspiring as well. Okay. And don't you forget it, baby girl. Now I know I want one of these hoses to be red. And I think it's going to be this one that leads to that. We'll call that a gas line. But we'll use the we'll use our brains here. Put a little on that plastic. Ho ho. I have the machine gun now. Did you know that movie is actually a Christmas movie? And I'm just painting the hose. This will get 2 coats because it's also going to get heavily weathered. So I want to start with a really red, noticeable line, especially since we've got that kind of Yamaha red-orange there as well. But essentially, this is the fuel line, and I want visually you to be able to trace it to that, just for like the storytelling. You know, if you ever came over or this was on a display somewhere and you looked and you were like, oh, I wonder how the artist, I hate calling myself that, but I wonder, I wonder what the artist was thinking about, how this thing ran. And by looking at it, you hopefully have a better idea as you follow hoses and cables and see what they connect to, what my thought process was. And if not, I hope they eventually discover this YouTube video and then they'll be like, oh, that's what that guy was doing. Neat. Or lame. Bjorn, you should look on TeePublic and see if there's any Sid Skull shirts from Toy Story. And that could be your that could be a low-budget cosplay. Quick and easy cosplay, I should say. That'd actually be fun, a fun cosplay for a toy show. Would be to go as Sid from Toy Story. Just walk around with the doll or the crane legs. Carry that around, and because the people that get it, they'll get it, and that's the best part. Is like when you're cosplaying somebody maybe that's a little obscure, and then somebody gets excited because they see it and they like that thing. Oh god, that's so good. Quick and Easy was your nickname in high school. It still is, buddy. I love that. Against that red, that orange red really stands out to my eye. Nice. In the future, when I go to do something with hoses, if one of you guys could gently remind me to paint my god bloody damn hoses first and then glue them on, just less work for me. Just less work for me. Cool, 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 cool. All right. Let's get some more. Let's do a. Do I have a gloss? Paint my hose first. We don't love them hoses. I need a specific paintbrush. It's out of the way of my reach. Let's see here. Yeah. Do I have any gloss? Once I shine. Yes, I do have gloss. I have glossy Mod Podge, so I can Mod Podge it after. Cool. We're going to be trying out War Paint Fanatics matte black. But I want to, I'll gloss this hose up. That means that, actually, that could mean two things. Yeah, we're going to say it. But I'm going to gloss this hose up with gloss Mod Podge manually after this whole thing's been sealed. And I think that'll look good, like a shinier secondary fuel line or air intake line or whatever it is. And I think it'll make a good visual. If I had the patience, like the absolute patience, like put this in a vise to hold, get some of those glasses out, I could paint those little caution stickers, the yellow, white, and black and red ones. Just paint them onto the hose. I wouldn't say caution, obviously, because it'd be too small, but I could fudge it enough. Just every few spaces down the line. I think that'd be funny. Just for me. That's just one of them famine would laugh things. I know this is your favorite part of the streams, is watching me paint things that are already black. Black again. You guys want to go check out that famine stream? Wow, what's he doing? Oh, dude, he's painting something black? Did he already paint it black? Absolutely, let me get my coat. No, I don't need my coat. Let's go. We're leaving right now. And then we go watch the famine stream, where he proceeds to paint something black that's already been painted black. Just like the ancestors foretold. I need to get a Zoa tomorrow morning. Wake my ass up. Yeah, if anybody wants to be kind, just donate to the Ko-Fi up there. I'll go get a Zoa instead of a coffee in the morning. ko-fi.com/FaminStudiosX. Yeah, you know, if I'd have painted this beforehand, guys, and when I wrapped it around this wire here and glued it in place, all I'd be doing was touch up. But instead, I'm going to carefully paint onto this in that weird angle. I'm Famine from Famine Studios. Today, we're going to watch me paint the same thing twice in the same color for a differing effect. You know, his viewership really plummeted when he started to make videos of him making videos. You know, at first people could handle, you know, watching Famine, like, oh, there he is, there he goes again. He's painting that thing he already painted the same color. And then it became like, oh, he's building the same thing twice, to Oh God, he's literally making videos about making the videos to do it twice. Something's wrong with this guy. And that's when I think the viewership dropped, and that's when the madness started to set in. Yeah, you know, I just don't know why people didn't want to watch the channel anymore. You know, I was putting in my work. Sure, I've been a little inconsistent over the month of November. It's November. It's the holidays. Who isn't? But yeah, you know, he I don't understand it. I promise I'm mostly okay, guys. In case anybody got worried about that weird little performance art piece that was there. For legal purposes. That's what she said. I might cut a couple of little pieces of electrical tape, cut them really thin, and like wrap them around certain sections of the hose, like it's, you know, holding two pieces of hose together to keep it out of the way. I think that would look neat. Look at me go. Da-da-da. Curse you, stupid shaky fingers. And yeah, I did it. See, one day I'll learn to paint all this fiddly bits ahead of time. But I mean, this is not today. Especially since a lot of like I guess it's freestyle while I do things. Like I have no real, especially when kit bashing, unless I'm like, I'm going to kit bash this specific thing. Like if I was going to kit bash a, you know, an ATST out of garbage, like I might then know how things are going to go together. So I can be like, okay, I can paint these at a time. Paint that and then slap that on. Whereas like with kit bashing that I do that's completely free, you know, freestyle is like, okay, what can I make out of this? Well, this looks like this thing, so maybe a little this, and then we'll add, you know, that thing and that thing, and before you know it, you got the thing built, but it's not really take apartable. I do like for buildings and stuff to spray paint, and like bigger surfaces. I feel like that gives me more control over a lack of brush strokes where I need it. But like everything, like every person, every character that's in Gimmick, if it's like an existing character or an homage or whatever, like every figure in there gets customized. I don't think I have, like, unless it's something brand new that I get and I just set in there for the time being, nothing I have is not customized and painted by hand. But yeah, I like to get in there and hand paint. All right, perfect. So there's that. We got another hose over here, which I think this one's going to be yellow. So I'll paint it white first and then yellow. No, I'll paint it orange first. And like I can airbrush. That's something eventually when I have studio space again dedicated, I'm going to put in a airbrush table, like an exhaust thing on a window, so that I can airbrush in the house and not have to worry about the fumes. And also that gives me, a little more of a season to do it. I want to put that on first, so I'll put the orange on first. So I'll keep that there. Yeah, there's nothing. That's plenty of paint. There's nothing wrong with winging it. Thought what was purple? Did I miss a joke? Did I do something? Oh God, he's doing things again. Nice. Purple first, then yellow. Is that a thing? If it's a thing, I didn't know it was a thing. I'm just going by my experience. If that's a thing, then I did learn something new today. What's the goal? Yeah, man. This is one of those orange paints that I do not like. They are so low in pigment that it kind of just sloshes around like the really cheap craft store paint. I remember not liking it, and now I'm remembering why. So I think we may need to replace that. It could just be the batch of paint too. That's the other thing. So I'm not going to be too dickish about it, but yeah, the Army Painter paints lava orange on a lot of surfaces. It just kind of puts itself together. Richer yellow. Ah, that's why I do the orange instead of white. The orange, you get a warmer yellow tone on there. I'll let that dry, and we'll go. Let's paint paint one of those straps. Let's paint one of them straps there. I got a kappa over here. I do got a kappa. So I got a hammered brass. Any brass over it? No, just bright gold. Ain't got no hammered fucking brass. What did I want to paint copper? Oh yeah, that strap. Boy, I completely lost my brain on that one. Famine's having a strong. I think this is already starting to look really sick with the various layers that we put on of material. So like the dry brushing highlighter areas where there's a shadow. So fucking kudos to us on that one, guys. I forgot there's plates on the bottom too. Hell yeah. I think once we get the yellow on that cable, I'll be happy enough for the evening. This was a nice way to slide back into a comfortable spot. Thank you guys, my patrons, as always, the patrons that are here. Audi, Red, Bjorn. Appreciate you guys. And the friends that watch on the replay. Always appreciate you. And if you like this type of thing, or you got some friends, that are in a model making or toy collecting or just sci-fi, and you want to recommend a channel to them for them to watch, learn, shoot them one of my long form videos, shoot them one of my lives if you want. I appreciate that. That always goes a long way. And on the rewatch crew, if anybody has any questions, absolutely feel free to drop them in the comments, and I get back to everybody when I can. And also, people in our community are pretty good. So if you ask a question, one of them might answer the question before I even get there. So don't be scared of that. Cool. Get that on there. Some type of copper strap. All right, let's get some yellow on that bitch. Okay. A little paint on the brush there. A little yellow paint on the brush. Whoop. You raggedy bitch. yeah. There's a nice warm yellow. And what I'm going for. I really should have thinned that paint out. I could go over it real quick with like a wet brush, but somehow I think I'll live. Okay. So now we're starting to look like we're getting somewhere. We got hoses with paint on them. We got panels with paint. Chunked out some metal. So I'm going to call it there for the evening. Like I said, if I go live Friday night, I think we'll do Lola, but we also might chip on that a little bit. So thank you guys for tuning in. Always appreciate it. Again, patreon.com/FammonStudiosX. Right there at the top. TeePublic, also Fammon Studios X, Instagram, and Ko-Fi. Dave, thank you for the super chat. Always appreciate it, my brother. Anybody else, I hope you have a fantastic evening. I will be making some content up through the holidays, so we'll all get together soon. I'll see you in the next live stream or video. Keep well, and as always, hit me with the too sweet.